Okay, let's be real for a second. Nutrition advice can feel like, well, a total maze of conflicting rules and weird fads, right? One day coffee is a superfood, the next it's terrible for you. So in this explainer, we are cutting through all that noise to get back to the simple, powerful basics of what it really means to eat well.
And we're not just making this up. Our guide for this whole thing is the amazing book, Complete Family Nutrition. We're pulling directly from its core ideas to give you a clear, reliable roadmap to healthier eating.
Does this feel familiar? I mean, one minute you hear a food is a miracle cure, and the next it's on some never eat this list. It is absolutely enough to make anyone feel totally overwhelmed and just want to give up. But what if it doesn't have to be that complicated?
You know, this quote from our source just hits the nail on the head. Healthy eating isn't about obsessing over every little thing or trying to be perfect. It's simply about knowing the fundamentals and building enjoyable habits that just become second nature.
So first, let's just reframe how we think about food. Eating well is not a punishment. It should be a feast for the senses, packed with vibrant colors, amazing smells, and incredible flavor. It's really about finding pleasure in the very things that make our bodies feel great.
To make this super simple, we're going to build our understanding of a healthy diet from the ground up, using 3 essential building blocks. And you probably heard them before. They're the macronutrients: carbohydrates, proteins, and fats.
All right, our first building block is maybe the most misunderstood one of all: carbohydrates. I know, they sometimes get some bad press, but they are your body's #1 absolute primary source of fuel.
So, what are they really? Well, carbs are mostly plant-based foods that our bodies break down into something called glucose. And that glucose, that's pure energy that powers everything from your brain to your muscles. Your brain, especially, pretty much runs exclusively on the stuff.
Now here's the key distinction, and this is really important. You've got simple carbs, like sugar, which give you that quick, super short-lived energy spike, followed by a crash. But then you have complex carbs. These are the champs. They provide a steady, slow release of energy that keeps you going all day.
So the goal is to focus on these complex carbs. Think whole grains that are packed with fiber and nutrients. Oats, for example, are loaded with a type of fiber that's amazing for your heart. These are the good guys that give you that sustained energy we're looking for. Okay, on to our second building block: proteins. So if carbohydrates are the fuel for your body's engine, then proteins are the master builders. They are responsible for growth, maintenance, and repair, from your head all the way down to your toes.
See, proteins are made from these smaller units called amino acids, and these are, quite literally, the building blocks of you. They make up every single cell in your body, and they're constantly working to maintain and repair all your tissues.
And to get what your body needs, you can turn to these fantastic sources. These are what we call complete proteins, which just means they give you all the essential amino acids your body can't make by itself. And if you aim for lean options, you get all the benefits without a lot of extra saturated fat.
And now for our third and final building block. The one with, let's face it, the most complicated reputation: fats. For years, we were all told they were the enemy, but we're here to get the whole story. Because actually, fats are a vital nutrient. They give us a concentrated source of energy, they form this protective cushion around our organs, and they are absolutely essential for our bodies to function the right way. The real trick is just knowing which fats to choose.
And this slide illustrates the difference perfectly. We want to limit the bad fats. Those are the saturated ones often found in animal products that can clog things up. Instead, we want to go for the good fats, the polyunsaturated and monounsaturated kinds that actually support your heart health.
So where do we find these good fats? Well, look to foods like oily fish. Salmon and mackerel are just loaded with omega-3s, which are total powerhouses for brain health. Or, a variety of nuts and seeds, olive oil, and of course, who doesn't love creamy, delicious avocados?
Okay, so we have our 3 building blocks, right? Carbs for fuel, proteins for building, and fats for function. Now, how do we actually put all this on a plate in a simple, easy-to-remember way? Well, there's one golden rule.
And here it is. This is maybe the single most practical, beautiful, and effective piece of nutrition advice you will ever get. Eat the rainbow.
Just look at this. This isn't just pretty to look at, it's a visual guide to good health. Every single one of those different colors in fruits and veggies represents a unique set of vitamins and minerals. That deep red in tomatoes, that comes from lycopene, a really powerful antioxidant. So by eating a bunch of different colors, you're making sure you get a whole wide spectrum of nutrients. And how much of this rainbow should you be aiming for? Well, the well-known minimum target is 5. 5 portions of fruits and vegetables every single day. That is your foundation for a vibrant, healthy diet.
So let's bring it all home with 4 simple doable steps. 1. Choose whole grains for those complex carbs. 2. Pick lean sources for your protein. 3. Favor good fats, like the ones in avocados and nuts. And 4. Tie it all together by eating a rainbow every single day.
And that's it, see? Nutrition doesn't have to be some complex puzzle. By focusing on these core ideas, you can build a diet that's delicious, satisfying, and deeply nourishing. So I'll leave you with this question to get you started. What's one colorful food you're going to add to your plate today?